Hi besties, so today we'll be making beans porridge. And first you want to get your beans. You want to pick the bad ones out if there are any, and then go ahead to boil your water. When your water is boiling, you can go ahead to rinse your beans and add into the water. And you can also go ahead to add your salt and add in your diced onions or chopped onions or blended onions if you don't want to see onions in your beans. Then at this point I would also go ahead to peel my plantain while my beans is getting cooked, because I want to add in plantains to my beans. So quick story time, guys. When I was growing up, the first meal I learned to prepare was beans. I know I loved beans so much that I could eat beans every day of the week. I think I got that from my mom, because my mom also loved beans. Her favorite food, last time I checked, was beans and yam, and that was how I also got to love beans. It just became my favorite. I prepared that effortlessly, and even till date I still love beans, but I don't get to eat that much often as I used to. So at this point my beans was already boiled in with my plantain so that it would boil together with the beans. But don't forget that the beans was already like soft to an extent at this point, so I did in the same time I added my beans. I allowed it to cook for some time before I now went in with my plantain. So at this point I also wanted to start preparing my sauce for the beans porridge. So I had to get my crayfish, my ginger, and I just diced it because I'm going to be blending with my pepper and onion mixture. So I had to just get all this prepared and ready to blend. So while that is blending, I would like to say that there are different ways to cook your beans. You can just do the direct method. Direct method is just boiling your beans, going with your palm oil, going with your pepper and everything right into the pot at once all together. And the other method I prefer is to boil my beans and then make a sauce for the beans, and then add the sauce into the boiled beans. So I've loved to prepare this method for a while now, and that's what I've been doing. And I also add this fish in my fridge for a while, so I decided to go in with my fish, just debone it and add it into my beans porridge. So at this point my beans was already well cooked and ready, so I had to take that down and prepare my sauce. So guys, for the sauce there is no direct way also, but just like to go with my palm oil first, allow the palm oil to fry up a bit, then go with my onions and then give it a bit of stir. Then once that is ready, and I can go ahead to add other things by bit. So I thought to add tomato puree to this, but you can go ahead to skip this particular one if you're not a fan of it. If you don't like it in your beans, you can just go ahead to just add only your blended pepper and probably tomato mixture, and just give it a bit of stir and ensure it is well fried to your taste. So while you're at it, you can also go ahead to add your seasoning, add your salt. Be mindful of the salt you already added while boiling your beans so your food does not get too salty. Add your salt, add the seasoning of your choice. You can go ahead to add seasoning cubes if you use seasoning cubes to make your beans, but I'll skip that because I do not use seasoning cubes for my beans. Just use my salt and my crayfish and I'm good to go. You can give this a bit of stir and allow it to fry for some time until you're satisfied. Guys, at this point my sauce was ready. Then I went ahead to add it into my pot of already boiled beans and plantain. Added it into it and then give it a bit of stir so that everything gets to mix together. You can also taste for salt and taste if you're satisfied with what you have already. Just give it a bit of stir and allow it to cook for probably 5 minutes extra so that everything blends together and you have a perfect beans porridge. Then at this point you can go ahead to add the fish if you have one. It's not compulsory. You can go ahead to add your fish into your beans porridge just to give it some extra taste, and stir in so that everything blends perfectly well together. Guys, at this point I will not even lie, because this food was giving what it should be giving, and I was already enjoying the outcome. At this point I was done cooking. I turned off my gas and ready to serve. If you like what you see, you can go ahead to give it a try, and I promise you would never regret. If you don't like beans that much, or if it gives you heartburn, what I have learned to do is to parboil my beans probably twice. That also helps to reduce that. And here we go, guys. The beans tasted so good with the porridge and with the fish. Everything was just perfect and lit. Hi besties. If you watched this video to this point, thank you so much. I really appreciate your commitment, and also don't forget to like, don't forget to give it subscribe, and also leave your comments. Also let me know if you'll be trying this method in the comment section, and I'll return that for you. See you in my next video. Bye.